Item number 8.
Item number 8, proclamation recognizing the Centennial of Colorado Springs American Legion Post 5. Stan Vanderwerf, Commissioner, Board of County Commissioners.
Commissioner Vanderwerf.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In between the on there, I guess, right? Sorry, it's okay. Mr. Lemie, if you'd like to come up, and I'll start the proclamation. I'd like to make a motion for the proclamation recognizing the Centennial of Colorado Springs American Legion Post 5. Whereas the American Legion was founded by World War I U.S. military personnel on March 5, 1919 in Paris, France, and whereas Victor Hungerford, a former Colorado Springs mayor and charter member of Post 5 in El Paso County, was among the founding members at the March 1919 delegation, and the American Legion and Post 5 are celebrating their 100th anniversary in 2019. And whereas the American Legion needed a leader to establish the Colorado branch, and Major Habib A. Saidi, also a charter member of Post 5, was chosen by Lieutenant Colonel Theodore Roosevelt, Jr. to become the first Colorado State Commander. Under Major Saidi, American Legion Post 5 received its permanent charter on August 7, 1919, electing John A. Carruthers as the post's first commander. And whereas Phyllis Orsatti became American Legion Post 5's first female officer in 1920, Orsatti served as a nurse during World War I and was a nursemaid for two of Colorado Springs founders, General William Jackson Palmer's daughters, prior to the Great War. And whereas American Legion Post 5 helped preserve the memory of the United States participation in World War I and other great wars by planting trees for the fallen in Boulder Park in the 1920s, helped establish the Veterans Memorial in Colorado Springs Memorial Park, and donated the flagpole for the memorial at the World War I 50th anniversary remembrance, and in time would come to pay tribute to 3 El Paso County Medal of Honor recipients. And whereas during the last 100 years, American Legion Post 5 has been an active member of the El Paso County community, the state, and the nation, supporting the organizations such as the Disabled American Veterans, the Pikes Peak or Bust Rodeo, and the Boy Scouts of America. Now, therefore, the Board of El Paso County Commissioners hereby recognizes the Centennial Celebration of Colorado Springs American Legion Post 5 and proclaims its appreciation for all that the organization has done as one of the philanthropic leaders in the Pikes Peak region. Done this 6th day of August, 2019 at Colorado Springs, Colorado, the Board of County Commissioners of El Paso County, Colorado, signed Mark Waller, Chair, Lajinos Gonzalez Jr., Vice Chair, Stan Vanderwerf, Holly Williams, and Cammie Bremer, members, attested to by Charles Browerman, County Clerk and Recorder.
Second.
All right, thank you. Sir?
Well, thank you for this proclamation. It really helps.
And if you could, and I'm sorry, I should have said this, if you could state your name for the record, and I think I saw you sign in.
Everybody knows who I was by now.
Well, we do it for the record.
I am Keith Lemie. I am past post commander, past district commander. I'm no longer the chief bottle washer because we got a new dishwasher. But I'm the historian and the chairman of the Centennial Committee.
Thank you.
I want to present each one of these little history books to the clerks or the commissioners, and one to the clerk and to the board. It's just a real brief synopsis of some of the highlights, because you cannot get 100 years into a fairly small one. But on Sunday at our celebration, we will all be officially changing the name from the Colorado Springs American Legion Post 5 to the PFC Floyd K. Lindstrom Post 5, to honor the only Medal of Honor recipient to grow up here in Colorado Springs. And we'd like y'all to be there. And if one would like to read the proclamation, I'd like to get the name so I can get it into the program. But once again, I thank you for taking the time to recognize our service.
What time are you doing that on Sunday?
1 p.m.
1 p.m.?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Anything else?
Well, I can't juggle anymore, so.
That's what you got. Is there anybody else in the audience that would like to speak on this proclamation?
I think they all are working right now.
All working. Well, that's a good thing. So we'll bring it up here for some deliberation and a vote. Commissioner Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So Keith, thank you for all the great work you've done. Got to see a couple of the ceremonies you've hosted and done over at Memorial Park, and a lot of great work, especially appreciative of the Medal of Honor memorial that was, I believe it was about a year ago, dedicated. So thank you for all the great work you do and your organization does, and continue to look forward to all the collaboration between our entities.
Anybody else?
I can.
Yep, Commissioner Williams.
I just want to thank the American Legion. I understand you all are the ones who do the proper destruction of flags. Is that correct?
Yes, we did the last one on Flag Day. There's several posts. We all kind of do our own ceremonies, but yes, that is very near and dear. We don't want them thrown away. We show honor and respect for the flag of our country.
Thank you. We appreciate that very much. So we appreciate all of the other things that you do as well. And 100 years is fantastic.
Yes.
And I'm glad you
Seems like
graduated.
yesterday we were just starting.
I'm glad you graduated from bottle washer.
Commissioner Bremer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for the long history of really enriching this community. Commissioner Vanderwerf read the proclamation, and it pointed out that during the last 100 years, you've been an active member of the community and kind of named all the ways. And if you think back over the last 100 years, it takes a lot of adjusting and pivoting and just continual commitment to be engaged, to stay engaged in a community for 100 years. So I am very, very grateful that you guys have been you've had a long-standing commitment to this community in various ways, whatever the timing meant that your organization could contribute. I'm very thankful. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Keith, boy, I don't, you've been at it 100 years. I don't think you look a day over 92. So no, I'm
I
kidding.
hold up very well.
That's right. Commissioner Vanderwerf.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much, Keith, for what you and the rest of the team do for the community. You obviously are great community partners, American Legion Post 5. And I've slowly over the last 2 years been increasing my participation in the American Legion, as you know. Went to one of your ceremonies at Memorial at the cemetery, and that was very touching because you were honoring the Medal of Honor awardees that were at the cemetery. And also been to some now of your events at the Legion 5, Post 5 building here in downtown Colorado Springs. And those have also been really a lot of fun. And in fact, I think through your leadership, I think the Post 5 has been a successful organization in the community. And here now recently, I have become a life member myself, yes. As you might know. So I think it's a great organization. I appreciate all that you do. It's our honor to do this proclamation on behalf of Post 5 to honor the 100 years of service that you all have given to the nation and to the community of Colorado Springs. Thanks.
Thank you. Anything further? All right. It's been moved and seconded, and so I will call the roll. Commissioner Bremer.
Aye.
Commissioner Vanderwerf.
Aye.
Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Gonzalez.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. That passes unanimously. We will stand in a brief recess for a picture.